I bring you news that should raise your spirits this morning. You know how everyone's always complaining that there aren't enough homes being built in Canada? Well, guess what? The government is on it. They basically said, you know what? Let's ask the people who are actually building the houses what they need. But wait, it gets even crazier. They're about to legalize thousands of construction workers who've been working under the radar. This could change everything. And I mean, everything about Canada's housing crisis. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Hadassah for Jackpot.ng, and we cover all immigration news, immigration tips, and jackpot stories about Nigerians outside Nigeria. And today, we're talking about housing in Canada. Whether you're an immigrant thinking about moving to Canada or just someone who wants to understand why housing costs are absolutely insane right now, you definitely enjoy this. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's dive into Canada's latest announcement. Okay, let's be real for a second. Canada has a housing problem, like a serious housing problem. I'm talking about families living in their cars, students cramming into basements, and regular working people being priced out of entire cities. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is something most people don't realize. You know, all those construction sites you see around the city, a lot of people actually building those homes, laying those foundation, putting up those walls, they're immigrants. In fact, 23% of all general contractors and residential builders in Canada are immigrants. That's nearly 1 in 4. Last week, Marc Miller, that's Canada's Minister of Immigration, dropped some pretty significant news. And here's what they're doing. First up, they're creating what they're calling a tripartite advisory council. I know that sounds super boring, but hear me out. This is actually brilliant. They're bringing together 3 groups that usually don't talk to each other: government people, union representatives, and industry leaders. The whole point is to figure out exactly what kind of workers Canada needs in construction and then create proper pathways to bring them in. Not just any workers, the right workers with the right skills at the right wage levels. What they're doing is creating a pathway for undocumented construction workers who are already in Canada. Now, before you jump to conclusions, think about this logically for a second. These people are already there, they're already working, and they're already building homes. The difference is right now, they're doing it without proper legal protection, which means they can be exploited, underpaid, or treated badly, and that hurts everyone, including Canadian workers who have to compete with artificially low wages. By bringing these workers into the legal system, everyone benefits. Okay, the workers get proper protection and fair wages. Canadian workers don't have to compete with exploited labor, and more homes are built. It's a win-win-win-win situation. They already tested this in the Greater Toronto area, and it worked. As of November 2024, about 1,365 people have already gotten permanent residence through this pathway. The third change is probably the most practical one. Right now, if you're a foreign apprentice wanting to learn construction trades in Canada, you need a study permit. Sounds reasonable, right? Except getting that permit takes time, lots of time. Time that Canada does not have because there is a housing crisis. So they're removing that requirement. Starting immediately, foreign apprentices can start their training without waiting for paperwork. They learn faster, they get skilled workers faster, and more homes gets built faster. Look, I know some people might be thinking, great, more immigration when, there's already a housing shortage. Well, here's the thing, and this is crucial. We're not talking about hiring just random people, bringing in random people. They're talking about bringing in the specific people who build houses. It's like having a restaurant with no cook and wondering why is the service slow. You don't solve that by reducing the number of customers. You solve it by bringing in more cooks. This is part of Canada's bigger housing plan that launched in 2024. They're not just throwing money at the problem and hoping it goes away. They're addressing the actual bottleneck, the actual problem, and trying to get the skilled workers needed to build the homes. And let's be honest, it makes sense from every angle. Economically, socially, practically, the country needs homes. Immigrants are already building the homes, and this is making sure they can do it legally, safely, and efficiently. Here's the thing, this is just the beginning. Canada's immigration is changing rapidly. And if you want to stay ahead of these changes, whether you're planning to immigrate, you're already in Canada, or you're just curious about what is happening, then you need to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because I'm constantly bringing you immigration news as they happen. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. And hey, What do you think about these new measures? Are you excited about the potential for more housing, worried about the immigration aspects? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. And I love hearing from you guys. Also, if this video helped you understand what's going on, do me a favor and share it with someone who might find it useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.